Well, I know this story's a few days old by now, but I don't really care. I wanted to make a video on the fact that Next now operates under a medical discrimination model. It is a similar one to the ones used by Morrison's and IKEA, so we can lump them all in together and boycott the lot of them. Now first I want to point out the absolute stupidity of this Next policy that discriminates against the unjabbed, not for testing positive, but for being near someone who did. Yes, that is the policy, as you will see, and it's completely batshit crazy. Obviously, it makes no sense, but I'm guessing that is how they legally get around employment and equality laws, which should obviously prevent this lunacy. Here the ITV article states, Next cut sick pay for unvaccinated workers forced to self-isolate. Retailer Next has become the latest company to cut sick pay for unvaccinated staff who are self-isolating due to exposure to coronavirus or due to exposure to someone who actually got tested. It goes on, the retailer confirmed that all staff who test positive, regardless of whether they are vaccinated, will be paid in full, obviously because they've got to. However, unvaccinated staff who has to isolate because they've been identified as a close contact of someone with the virus will only receive statutory sick pay, as little as £96.35 a week, unless there are mitigating circumstances. So there, not if you test positive, but if someone tests positive near you and you get pinged by the government, then you're in the shit and only getting 96 quid a week. This is obviously batshit crazy. How can you be penalised for someone else testing positive or contracting the virus, as they say? This has to be a first time in history, but then again there's been a lot of firsts in history over the past 20 odd months. Now obviously, as it says just below that, this is due to the government's self-isolation laws and all this bollocks there, which is obviously how they've managed to work it through. Further down though it says it means unvaccinated UK workers who are forced to isolate would be entitled to as little as £96.35 a week during 10 days of isolation, compared with weekly pay of more than £400 for an average shop floor worker. So there, like I said, they're being penalised for other people testing positive and not even themselves. Hopefully court cases come in against this because it's batshit crazy and literally makes no sense. How the hell can you be punished for someone else catching something is what I'm asking myself here.
There is a pattern consistent throughout history of oppressed people turning on the oppressors. Slaves against their owners, the peasantry against the feudal barons, colonies, Mr. Verhofstadt, against their empires. And that is why Britain is leaving. And it doesn't matter which language you use, we are going, and we are glad to be going. We're off.